Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through all that noise and really pull out the most important bits of knowledge for you.
Yeah, like a shortcut through that mountain of information.
Exactly. And let's be honest, we all want to improve, right? Get better at something, build good habits, whatever it is.
Oh, definitely. That desire is pretty universal.
But it's easy to get totally swamped by all the advice out there.
Right.
Or you try these huge changes and they just fizzle out.
It's like that feeling of standing in a massive library, knowing the answers are there, but where do you even start?
Right. So our mission here is to be that shortcut for you. We distill the complex stuff, find those actionable insights, maybe some surprising facts too.
Make it stick.
Make it stick. And today we are diving deep into Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's more than just a book, really, packed with strategies, good habits, bad habits.
And the core idea is fascinating, how these incredibly small, tiny adjustments can actually lead to huge, lasting results.
So if you're looking to finally nail that new goal, or maybe just boost your productivity, or even just understand why you do the things you do every day.
Then this deep dive is definitely for you. Yeah. We're going to unpack how these ideas can really shift your whole trajectory.
Okay, let's get into it. The core philosophy, this whole atomic habits thing, it starts with the word atomic, which sounds, well, big, but it's actually the opposite, isn't it?
Exactly. Not atomic bombs. Think atomic in the sense of incredibly small, like the single irreducible unit of a bigger system.
The smallest possible piece.
Right. And the genius is this concept of marginal gains. Yeah. Clear talks about getting just 1% better each day. Seems tiny, right?
Almost nothing.
But compound that over a year, and you're looking at being 37 times better. It's staggering.
Wow. 37 times.
But here's the flip side. Get 1% worse each day, and by year end, you've basically declined to almost zero.
That contrast is stark. It really drives home the power of that tiny daily shift.
It really does.
And you see this play out in the real world. That British cycling example is just incredible. For nearly 100 years they were. Well, not great.
Pretty mediocre, yeah. Only one Olympic gold since 1908, 0 Tour de France wins in 110 years. Apparently, one bike maker wouldn't even sell them bikes.
Didn't want their brand associated with them.
Can you imagine? But then Dave Brailsford came in. His whole philosophy was the aggregation of marginal gains.
Break everything down, improve each tiny bit by 1%.
Everything. Bike seats, tires, sure. But also, like, testing different massage gels, finding the best pillows for sleep, things you wouldn't even think of.
It sounds almost obsessive.
Maybe a little. But the results, I mean, 5 Tour de France wins in 6 years, multiple Olympic golds. It just completely transformed them.
It proves the concept, doesn't it? It's not just theory.
Absolutely. And bring it back to you, the listener, the key insight is that your outcomes, your results, are really just a lagging measure of your habits.
So my bank account reflects my spending habits over time.
Exactly. Your weight reflects your eating habits, your knowledge reflects your learning habits. It's less about your current results and more about your current trajectory.
Yeah.
That 1% shift points you in a totally different direction long term.
Makes consistency the real game changer, not just bursts of intensity.
That's the superpower, yeah.
Now, it's one thing to talk about this stuff, but James Clear himself, his own story, it shows he really had to live these principles. It wasn't easy for him.
Not at all. It's quite a dramatic story, actually. High school, gets hit square in the face with a baseball bat.
Oof, just hearing that.
Broken nose, multiple skull fractures, shattered eye sockets. He was even in a coma. And adding to the trauma, it was the same hospital where his sister had battled leukemia years before.
That's incredibly heavy.
And recovery was tough. He dreamed of playing pro baseball like his dad, but after the injury, he got cut from the varsity team as a junior. Humiliating, he called it.
So a massive physical setback, then a huge emotional one in something he loved.
Right. But he didn't give up. He focused on those small, consistent improvements. And eventually becomes the top male athlete at his university, Denison. Ends up on the ESPN Academic All-America team.
That's an amazing turnaround.
It really is. And that experience, that struggle, led him to start writing about habits. He said he felt like an imposter at first.
I can imagine.
But people connected with it. By 2018, his website had millions of visitors, hundreds of thousands of email subscribers. He gets the book deal, launches a Habits Academy.
So the advice isn't just academic, it comes from deep personal experience, from overcoming serious adversity using these very methods.
Exactly. He didn't just research habits. He rebuilt his life brick by tiny brick with them.
And that experience connects to something so many of us feel, that frustration when you're putting in the work day after day, but you just don't see results, that wall.
Ah, yes. The valley of disappointment, as he calls it, or the plateau of latent potential.
Why does it feel so slow sometimes? So invisible.
It's like heating an ice cube. Imagine it's at, say, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. You start warming the room 26, 27, 28 degrees.
Still looks like an ice cube.
Exactly. No visible change. But the energy, the heat you're adding, isn't wasted. It's being stored inside the ice. Then bam! At 32 degrees, it starts melting. All the action happens at once.
So the work was happening, just not visibly yet.
That's the key. It's the hallmark of compounding. The biggest results are often delayed. And that's why people give up, right? They don't see progress quickly enough.
I've been jogging for weeks. Why don't I look different?
Precisely. But if you're stuck on that plateau, it usually means you're close to breaking through, not that you're failing. When the breakthrough finally comes, people might call it an overnight success.
But it's built on all that unseen work you did before, when it felt like nothing was happening.
The work was just being stored, waiting for that tipping point.
Understanding that plateau is huge. And it leads to the next big idea. Shifting focus from just goals to building systems. We're always told, set goals, be specific. But the book argues that might actually hold us back.
It's a really important distinction. A goal is a target, right? Like cleaning a messy room. Great, you achieved it. But if your system, your underlying habits of tidiness hasn't changed.
The room just gets messy again.
Exactly. You end up chasing the same outcome because you never fixed the root cause.
Yeah.
A system is the collection of daily habits that lead you towards the goal. Think of a coach. The goal is the championship. The system is recruiting, practice drills, player development.
The day-to-day stuff.
The day-to-day stuff. And focusing only on the goal can mess with your happiness too. It sets up that I'll be happy when mindset.
Always postponing satisfaction until you hit the target.
Right. But with a systems first approach, you can find satisfaction anytime the system is running. You learn to love the process, not just the prize. It fosters consistency.
So the takeaway is you fall to the level of your systems, not your goals.
Powerful, isn't it? Your systems determine your actual progress.
And maybe the most profound shift is moving beyond even systems to identity. The book talks about 3 layers: outcome, process, identity. Most of us focus on outcome, I want to lose weight.
Yeah, the what?
But the book says the deepest, most effective change comes from focusing on identity, who you want to become. That really landed with me.
It's a game changer. Think about it. Saying, I'm trying to quit smoking versus I'm not a smoker. Or I want to run versus I am a runner.
One is aspirational, the other is a statement of fact about yourself.
Exactly. And the more pride you take in a specific aspect of your identity, maybe you're proud of your strong arms or your knitting skills, the more motivated you are to maintain the habits that support that identity. Pride gets involved, and you fight hard to keep it up.
So every little action becomes a vote. Am I voting for the healthy person identity or the couch potato identity right now?
Precisely. Each small habit reinforces that identity, changing your beliefs about yourself from the inside out.
Okay, so we understand the philosophy. How do we actually do this? Let's get practical with the 4 laws of behavior change. First, how do habits even work? A habit loop.
Right, the basic mechanics. It's a 4-step loop that runs constantly in the background. First, the cue, that's the trigger. Could be a time, a place, an emotion.
Seeing donuts in the break room.
Perfect example. Second, the
Yeah.
craving, the motivation, the desire. It's not the donut itself you crave. Maybe it's the sugar rush or the relief from boredom.
The feeling it promises.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Third is the response, the actual habit, eating the donut. And fourth, the reward, the satisfaction. The sugar hits, the boredom lifts for a moment. This reward teaches your brain, hey, that worked. Remember this loop for next time.
Cue, craving, response, reward. And this loop is running all the time.
Constantly. It's a neurological feedback loop, scanning, predicting, responding, learning, mostly unconsciously.
That's the useful part, right? Frees up our brain power. We don't have to consciously decide to tie our shoes every time.
Exactly. Reduces cognitive load. But that's also the danger. As habits become automatic, they sink below conscious awareness. You can run old, unhelpful patterns without even realizing why you're doing it.
Yeah.
The cue might be subtle, below your radar.
Which makes you feel like it's just fate. Like you're destined to always grab that cookie.
Right. Which brings us back to Carl Jung. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Awareness is the starting line.
So, law number 1, make it obvious. How do we bring these hidden habits into the light?
A really simple but effective tool is the habit scorecard. Just take a day and write down everything you do habitually. Brushing teeth, checking phone, grabbing coffee. Then mark each one, positive plus, negative, or neutral.
It's just the act of noticing and naming them.
It pulls them to conscious awareness. You might be surprised what you find.
And then there's that Japanese railway technique, pointing and calling.
Yeah. Shizukanko. Conductors physically point at signals, speedometers, whatever, and call out the status. Signal is green. It forces a non-conscious check into a conscious action. Reduces errors drastically.
My wife does that packing thing. Got keys, got wallet, got husband.
See? It works. You could do it with unwanted habits, too. As you reach for that cookie, say out loud, I'm grabbing this cookie. I don't need it. It's going to make me feel sluggish.
Makes the consequence feel more real, more immediate, pulls it out of autopilot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then, to build new habits, get specific with implementation intentions. Don't just say, I'll meditate more.
Be precise.
Use the formula. I will behave here at time and location. So, I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. Specificity cuts through vagueness and primes you for action.
And you can link new habits to existing ones with habit stacking.
Right. The formula is, after current habit, I will new habit. Like after I pour my morning coffee, I will do 2 push-ups.
You're piggybacking on something you already do automatically.
Leveraging that momentum. It connects to the Diderot effect.
Yeah.
You know, you buy a new sofa, and suddenly your old rug looks shabby, so you need a new rug, then new lamps.
One thing leads to another in a chain reaction. Habits work like that too.
They absolutely do. Which is why designing your environment is so crucial for making keys obvious. We're incredibly influenced by what's around us.
Like supermarkets putting expensive brands at eye level.
Or Coke putting those end-of-aisle displays of huge sales boosts just from visibility. Make the cues for your good habits impossible to miss.
Put your running shoes by the door. Keep fruit on the counter, not hidden in a drawer.
Put your guitar stand in the living room. Keep floss next to your toothbrush. Small changes, big impact. You become the architect, not just the inhabitant of your space.
And that environment, that context, becomes the cue. Habits get glued to the place they happen.
Which is why sometimes the easiest way to break a bad habit is to change your environment entirely. Go somewhere new where the old cues don't exist.
Like trying to quit smoking is easier on vacation.
Often, yeah. If you can't change environment, change the meaning of the current one. Try the one space, one use rule. Don't work from the sofa where you relax. Don't scroll social media in bed. Keep context separate.
Avoid mixing the signals your brain gets.
Exactly. Create clear cues for the habits you want.
Okay, law 1, make it obvious. Law 2 is make it attractive. This gets into dopamine, right? But not just about pleasure.
Right. This is fascinating. Dopamine isn't just released when you get the reward. It surges in anticipation of the reward. The wanting can be stronger than the liking.
Like looking forward to a holiday is sometimes better than the holiday itself.
Precisely. Our brains are wired more for wanting than for liking.
Yeah.
And modern life exploits this like crazy with supernormal stimuli.
Things designed to be irresistible.
Junk food hitting that bliss point of salt, fat, sugar. Endless notifications on social media. They hijack our natural reward pathways, making them hyper-attractive, driving compulsive behavior.
So how do we use this attraction for good habits?
One way is temptation bundling. You pair something you want to do with something you need to do.
Like that student who hacked his exercise bite.
Ronan Byrne. Yeah, he rigged it so Netflix would only play if he was cycling at a certain speed. Brilliant. He bundled the want Netflix with the need exercise.
So the formula is kind of, after habit I need, I will habit I want.
Or you could sandwich it. After current habit, I will habit I need. After habit I need, I will habit I want. Like, after I finish this work report need, I will check my favorite sports website want.
Yeah.
You use the attractive thing as an immediate reward.
Clever. And attraction isn't just internal, it's social too, right? The pull of the group.
Hugely powerful. The seductive pull of social norms. We are fundamentally wired to belong. Being an outcast used to mean death, so we imitate others.
Who do we imitate most?
3 main groups. The close, our friends, family. Their habits rub off on us, good and bad. The prevailing culture, the majority. We check reviews, follow trends. We want to fit in. And the powerful people we admire, those with status, we emulate their behavior.
So the practical tip is, surround yourself with people whose habits you want to adopt.
Absolutely. Join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Want to exercise more? Join a running club or a gym where that's just what people do. Makes it feel attractive, normal.
Okay. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Law 3. Make it easy. This feels intuitive. We like easy.
It's the law of least effort. We are fundamentally wired to conserve energy. We naturally gravitate toward the option that requires the least work. It's deep in our nature.
Like, why farming spread faster east-west than north-south? Consistent climate made it easier.
Exactly. Less friction. So for our habits, we need to actively reduce friction for the good ones. Make them as effortless as possible.
Choose the gym on your commute. Prep healthy meals in advance.
Remove steps. Simplify. Think about successful products, food delivery, ride-sharing, Alexa. They all succeed by removing friction, making life easier.
Addition by subtraction, taking away the effort.
Right. And proactively prime the environment for future use. Get
Oh.
things ready beforehand.
Like laying out your workout clothes the night before.
Or that resetting the room idea. Tidying up now makes the next action in that space easier. Chopping veggies on Sunday makes healthy weeknight meals easier. You're reducing future friction for your future self.
I like that, being kind to your future self.
It pays off. And recognize those decisive moments. Tiny choices that have a huge downstream effect.
Take the stairs or the elevator. Start the report or check email first.
These little forks in the road stack up. Making the start of a good habit easy is key. Which leads to the 2-minute rule.
This one's great. Any new habit should take less than 2 minutes to start.
Scale it down. Read before bed becomes read 1 page. Do yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes.
You're just making the starting ritual incredibly easy.
Ritualize the beginning. Often, once you've started, continuing is easier. The goal isn't just 2 minutes. It's mastering the art of showing up. Even if you just do the 2 minutes and stop sight. Especially at first, that's a win. It reinforces the identity.
Better to do something small than nothing at all.
Way better. Avoids that 0. You can always scale up later.
Okay, final law. Law 4. Make it satisfying. This taps into that reward piece of the habit loop.
And the cardinal rule. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Our brains crave immediate gratification.
Which is tricky because good habits often have delayed rewards, right? Exercise feels hard now, benefits come later. Junk food feels good now, costs come later.
Exactly. Modern life sets up this conflict. Our brains haven't caught up. They still prioritize now over later. So we need to find ways to bring the reward forward.
Give yourself an immediate payoff for good behavior.
Add a little bit of immediate pleasure. Like that loyalty program for yourself idea. Set up a savings account for something fun you want.
A new gadget, a trip.
Yeah. Every time you skip that impulse buy or resist ordering takeout, transfer the money you saved into that account. You get an immediate, tangible reward seeing the balance grow for your good behavior.
That links the long-term goal with immediate satisfaction. Just make sure the reward aligns with your identity, right? Don't reward a workout with a giant sundae if your goal is health.
Good point. A massage might be better. Reinforce the desired identity.
Habit tracking is another way to make it satisfying. Ticking a box, marking an X on the calendar.
It feels good. It provides visual proof of progress. It creates a cue. See the tracker. It's motivating. Don't want to break the streak. And it's satisfying to log your success. Each checkmark is another vote for your new identity.
That don't break the chain idea is powerful. But what if you do miss a day?
The crucial rule is never miss twice. Everyone slips up. 1 missed day is an anomaly. 2 missed days is the start of a new unwanted habit. Get back on track immediately, even if it's small. Avoid the all-or-nothing trap. Showing up, even imperfectly, keeps the momentum.
And track things beyond just the main metric sometimes, right? Non-scale victories for weight loss.
Absolutely. Track energy levels, how clothes fit, measurements. Find ways to see progress, even if the main number isn't moving. Keep it satisfying.
Finally, for satisfaction, or rather, the avoidance of dissatisfaction, use an accountability partner or a habit contract.
This creates an immediate cost to inaction. Makes slacking off painful right away. Like that wild nuclear code idea, making the consequence immediate and visceral.
Pain is a good teacher, unfortunately.
It is. Mistakes with immediate, clear costs are learned from quickly. So you can make a contract with your spouse, a friend, a coach, outline the habit, outline the punishment for failing, sign it.
Makes it serious, like that guy Brian Harris in his diet contract had to pay his trainer $200 if he slipped up.
That'll focus the mind. Even just knowing someone is watching, like Margaret Cho's Song a Day challenge with a friend, is a huge motivator. You don't want to let them down.
Add social cost to failing. And you can automate it too, like Thomas Frank getting his assistant to block his social media. Make the bad habit difficult or impossible, and the good habit becomes relatively more satisfying.
Exactly. You're stacking the deck in your favor using these 4 laws.
Okay, those are the foundations. Obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying. But what about getting from good to great? Let's touch on some advanced tactics, like what about talent? Do genes matter?
They do, but maybe not how we think. The truth about talent is that genes don't lock in your destiny. They sort of indicate your areas of opportunity. They suggest what might be easier or harder for you to work on based on your inherent personality traits.
Like the big five personality traits influencing which habits feel natural.
Right. The point isn't that you're stuck, but that you should play to your strengths.
Ah,
Use the explore-exploit trade-off. Try lots of things initially, explore, then once you find something that clicks with your nature and offers good returns, double down and focus on it, exploit.
and if the standard game doesn't suit your strengths?
Create your own game. Combine your unique skills, like Clear did with biomechanics combining different sciences because he wasn't elite in just one. Find your unique niche where your combination of skills gives you an edge. Focus on fulfilling your potential.
That's empowering. What about staying motivated long term? The Goldilocks rule.
Yeah, we thrive on challenges that are just right. Not too easy, we get bored. Not too hard, we get discouraged. Peak motivation happens when tasks are right on the edge of our current abilities.
Like Steve Martin gradually adding just a minute or two of new material to his comedy routine each year.
Exactly. Just enough success to stay confident, just enough challenge to stay engaged. Find that sweet spot of manageable difficulty.
But even with the right difficulty, the biggest threat might be boredom.
Conquering boredom. This is huge. As habits become automatic, they become less novel, less exciting. The author quotes an elite coach saying the best athletes are often the ones who can handle the sheer boredom of daily, repetitive training.
Doing the same lifts, the same drills over and over.
When it's no longer fun or new, that's the difference between pros and amateurs. Pros stick to the schedule, even when they don't feel like it. You have to, in a way, fall in love with the boredom, or at least tolerate it, to achieve mastery.
That's a tough truth. And mastery also requires avoiding complacency, right? That's where reflection and review comes in.
Yes. The downside of automatic habits is you can stop paying attention, stop looking for ways to improve. Mistakes creep in. Mastery needs both automaticity and deliberate practice.
Like the Lakers tracking those detailed performance scores.
Exactly. Constantly measuring, aiming for that 1% improvement. For us, maybe it's keeping a decision journal, writing down big choices, why we made them, what we expect, then reviewing later. It keeps you conscious, keeps you learning.
Maintains awareness even as things become routine. And one last point on reflection, reevaluating identity. Be careful not to tie it too tightly to one role.
Right. If your whole identity is I am a CEO and you retire, or I am a soldier and you leave the military, it can be incredibly destabilizing.
So keep your identity flexible.
Make it about the underlying qualities, not I'm an athlete, but I'm the type of person who is mentally tough and loves a challenge. That way, if the specific context changes, you get injured, you change careers, the core identity remains. It's flexible, not brittle.
Wow. Okay, that was definitely a deep dive. We've covered so much. The power of tiny atomic habits compounding over time.
Making things obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Shifting focus from goals to systems and ultimately to identity.
Designing your environment, understanding cues and cravings, reducing friction, finding immediate rewards. It really shows that behavior change isn't magic. It's a process you can manage.
And the core message really is that it's not about those massive dramatic transformations. It's about the small, consistent choices you make every single day. They add up. They define who you become. Showing up, especially when it's boring.
Letting that compounding work its magic over time.
Exactly.
So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. We're driven by the desire to change our state, right? And our actions show what we truly want. The author notes, satisfaction equals liking minus wanting. Interesting equation.
Liking minus wanting.
So, knowing that, how will you choose to align your wanting and your liking today? What tiny battles, what 1% improvements will you win to start defining that future self you want to be?